With our Gift of Hearing program, every holiday season, we donate a pair of advanced hearing aids to a deserving person in need. In doing so, we help bring their precious sounds to life. Improving patients' quality of life is our passion. Hear their stories. Tell me why you nominated your mom.
I feel like just growing up with all of the appointments and all of everything that we had to do for my hearing aids, she brought me to everything. She brought me to speech every week. She did all this, dropped everything, did whatever she had to do. She, the last couple of years, we've noticed, has been having a little bit of problems with her hearing. But she worked at the hospital with the pandemic. Things have been crazy. So we've been telling her, make an appointment, and she hasn't had time. So I got the email and I was like, well, why not? I might as well try to nominate her because she, deserves every bit of it.
Tell me a little bit about you and your experience with hearing loss and wearing hearing aids.
So I've had them since I was 4. I had surgery on both ears when I was 4. So I really don't know any different. But I do remember growing up, like just little things with, I played sports, so there were things I couldn't hear, and I had to make sure I was really watching what I was doing. I remember them falling out during basketball games because someone hit you or something.
You're a special ed teacher?
I am.
So Tell me about your role as a special ed teacher. What has your experience been like wearing hearing aids in the classroom?
I've known I wanted to be a teacher since I was probably in 3rd or 4th grade. It's been a very long time. But as I got into college, I was kind of like, I think it would be cool to work with special ed kids because I feel like I don't want to say I have a connection with them, but I felt like if they saw someone who had some other type of disability also, I don't know, it just would make them feel like they weren't so different. So that's always been a really big thing with when I'm teaching is my kids know they're no different than anyone else, they're special in their own way, all that good stuff. So I teach kindergarten and 1st grade special ed, so I have kids with all a range of disabilities. And they're the sweetest, best kids in the entire world. I would say with hearing aids in the classroom, now with the mask, obviously it's a lot harder to hear, but the kids are so good about it. They know to talk really loud when they're talking to me. They know that I ask them to repeat things all the time. But I think it's good for them to see someone who, something might be a little bit different about this person, but it doesn't make them, any different than anybody else. It's just the one thing that makes me or them unique.
Rachel's one of my favorites. She's so nice. She just seems like a very optimistic, bubbly person.
And I'm like, why do you keep pushing me? Go get a hearing test, go get a hearing test. And she's like, well, Mom, I'm worried because, dementia, you forget things, it's all kind of connected.
It is, yeah.
I cried when she told me. I don't know what she wrote, but it just made me, I was touched.
Tell me a little bit about your difficulties hearing.
When there's a lot loud noise, it's hard for me to hear over that. Just an example, yesterday the whole family was sitting at the breakfast table and there was conversation going on here and I was trying to listen to the people across from me and I can't hear. So, and I'm constantly turning the TV up very loud. And also, my husband and everyone tells me that I talk too loud. And it doesn't sound like I'm talking loud. Rachel keeps telling me, Mom, I can hear this. You can't hear it. Your hearing is worse than mine. So.
Okay, wow. So how long have you noticed your difficulties hearing?
A couple years.
Okay.
Yeah, it hasn't been too long.
How do your difficulties with hearing, especially in those noisy situations, make you feel?
Kind of excluded, excluded from the conversation. And I'm constantly saying, what, excuse me, I can't hear you. So eventually I just give up because it's hard, when you're trying to listen to people.
And what are you most looking forward to your improved ability to hear?
Just fitting in, not being left out, being able to hear everything, not having to constantly say, what did you say? Because sometimes people get, my family or people will say, forget it, it's not important. And that's so frustrating to me because it's not that I wasn't paying attention, I just didn't hear.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what you do for work.
Well, I am the patient access supervisor for Jefferson Hospital, which I'm in charge of the registration in the ER and in the outpatient testing area, inpatient, and it's very difficult because, as you know, with COVID, the last almost 3 years, it has been very, very hard. Being on the front lines, I can't even imagine what the clinical side goes through, but on the front line with patient access, our people are the first people that patients see when they come in. With the masks, sometimes it's hard to hear, and dealing with the patients, some of them who are elderly who can't hear to begin with,
Right.
trying to talk to them.